It's a Jag! Welcome back to another long-awaited episode of the Xtype. And today, we need to change the discs and the pads at the front. The ones at the rear are okay, but the ones here, as you can probably see, there's a lip on them. And also I've got squeaky brakes as well, so I've got some anti-seize copper grease to get the pins nice and slippy G, so they don't squeak when I'm braking, because they really do my head in. There's also going to be another job that I need to do, which is a wheel bearing on that side, on the passenger side. I know you're supposed to change them in pairs, but this one's not been changed long ago, but the other one, for some reason, it starts making a horrible whirring, whiny noise on a long journey, and it's definitely the bearing. But I'll do that in a separate video. So this video is going to be about changing the brake disc and your pads and greasing up these pins. So you're going to need a 15 for the main caliper bolts, which is that one, and there's another one below, 15mm. And for the pins, you're going to need a 12 to get those off. So let's get those out first. Obviously, safety first. You can just see a axle stand there, and you can probably just see the other one there. Right. There. Both wheels are off, so let's get this at 12. Get this loosened. Can I even do it one-handed? Let's set the camera down here. Oh, that was a bit tough. That's one. Actually, a bad idea. Let's put that back in a minute. Just loosely. So it keeps the caliper in place. That's two. Now we can manoeuvre the caliper out of the way. You can get away with just placing it here on top of the strut. That these pins are, which are still quite greased up actually, so I don't know what's going on there. Might be the other side that's squeaking. There's the other one, but we'll clean them up anyhow and give them a good greasing. Now let's get the whole caliper off. One bolt. Oops. there you go. One caliper carrier. Let's get rid of these pads. Ooh. What we're going to do is we're going to give those a bit of a wire brush. Actually, I didn't get a brake cleaner. Should have done. I've got some WD-40, so it should help. So let's do that. Okay, got a bit of a wire brush. Well, that was a failure. Let me switch drill. Okay, got the right drill. That'll do, they're not too bad anyhow. Bit of WD and a bit of grease on them, they'll be absolutely fine. Okay, let's get the disc off. It will just slip off because I've done it before. Wow, that's off. It's a good idea just to check for a wheel bearing. Right. It is good practice, put grease on there. Let's use some of this. Just to try to stop it seizing the next time. So that'll do, just a smidge. Get the disc mounted. Now you're supposed to clean some kind of coating off here, but I don't have any brake cleaner, and I'm definitely not going to use lube on it. You know, Vaseline spray or WD-40. That won't be a good idea, so I'm going to have to leave that out. But normally it's worth just wiping it down, but to be honest, I don't think it's going to cause a problem. So let's go back to the pads. Now sometimes the pads aren't really... Bloody hell, I've got grease all over them now. It's not good. And wipe that off. Sometimes you have to just nib them down a little bit so they fit. They're not fitting at the minute. I don't know if that's because of the hammerite on there, but normally it is the manufacturer of the pads, so you have to shave them down a little bit. So I'm going to do that with a file, so I'll be right back while I do that. Okay, pads are on. That side was it did need shaving down. This side is not too bad, not too bad at all. I'm confident they won't bind. Next thing we have to do is compress the piston back in so we can slide them back over the pads. Obviously I'm going to also grease this side of the plate here, and we're pretty much done. So let me see if I can film this while I get the clump ready. Try my best. Ah, okay. Okay, that's better. We should get this to... There we go. That should be enough. There's a bit of grease over here. To be generous because I don't want to be coming back and doing this again, especially if it starts squeaking or whatever. Let me do the other side. I'm gonna have to do this one blindly. I can just about feel where those dints are, so I kind of know where it's going. There we go. Overkill, I know, but a bit more here, a bit more. Okay, now another thing I'd like to say, when it comes to brake pads on front wheel drive cars, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think all the braking is done on the front, obviously, compared to rear wheel. So if you are on a bit of a budget, you can get away with cheaper pads on the rear and better ones on the front. Now the ones on my rear, I think they're Bosch ones actually, or they might be Ica. Never had a problem with them. And front I always go a bit better quality, like Brembo or Bosch. But Brembo, I think, definitely probably the best. So done that. So I'll put the caliper back in its place. Have I closed it enough? I'm not sure if I closed it enough. Why? I don't want to disturb this plate. No, I haven't. So let me close that some more, then we'll put it on. It's on, but I'm an idiot. The pins have to go in there, obviously, before you put the caliper on, so we need to get these pins clean, so let's do that. Okay, give them a bit of a wipe down. So this one goes at the top, and the one with the little bush goes at the bottom. So let's take this caliper back off. Okay, bit generous, but that's enough. Put that back on. And the next one. Don't want you squealing again. Do my bloody head in. done, and pop that one back in. Make sure they move freely. Remember to put your boot back in its little hole, that little ridge that it goes in. Which can be a challenge in itself. Right, I don't need two hands for this. I want to put this down. Oh, come on. Carson, I'll say doing this one-handed. Where can I put it? Oh, I'll tell you what, see if I can hang this here. Go on, stay. Stupid camera. Right, better. There we go, that's one. Then the bottom one. Done. And that's that done. Just need to tighten up the bolt for the caliper on the sliding pins, and that's it. We're all done. And that's how you can change your brakes, brake pads and your discs on your own. Obviously sometimes the disc doesn't come off as easy as it did because I've had it off before. I've had to use a puller last time and it took ages and a bit of heat, but there you go. That's what you got to do on these rusty old cars. It is what, 2005 is what, 17 years old, 18 years old now. Still love it, still enjoy driving it, so it's going to stay with me till it dies. So that's how you do the discs. I'm going to do the other one. I'm not going to film that one because it's the same procedure, and we're going to do the wheel bearing on that side when I come to do the disc and pads on the other side. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode.